Canon is going full frame with a C80.
LensVid's coverage of IBC 2024 is brought to you by Small Rig, Big Dreams, and Hollyland, made to inspire.
Hi, we're at IBC 2024 and we're at the Canon booth and we're talking to Jack. Hello, Jack.
Hiya.
And you are showing a few products here. This is the C400. There you have a few others, so maybe you can guide us through some of them.
Yeah, perfect. Well, starting with the C400, this obviously launched earlier this year. It's been a while since we have launched some dedicated cinema cameras, last one being the R5C a few years ago. Of course, hybrid stills camera that. So in terms of the dedicated cinema market, this was a really exciting launch for us to come out this year. Lots of new Canon technology in there. The 6K backside illuminated sensor giving a really, really powerful dynamic range. And of course, all the bells and whistles that you'd expect to see on a cinema camera. My favorite feature on this, which also features on the new C80, which I'm sure we'll cover shortly, is the triple base ISO. It's really, really powerful. Obviously, having 3 steps of a safe ISO to work on means the low light performance is incredible.
Yeah. And this is going to be available on the market when?
Oh, that's a good question. That's the one thing I don't know.
Okay.
We'll have to bet that one or not.
Yeah, we'll write it on. But what else? Is there anything else in particular that you want to mention about the C400?
So I think the good thing about this camera is obviously it's a cinema camera. So we're aiming it indie film, documentary, music video, that sort of space. What a lot of people may not realize looking at it is actually a multifunctional camera as well. So as well as all the traditional cinema applications that we want to push it into, there is also various features in the camera that make it suitable for live production, time code, gen lock, etc., things like that. As you now know, large format cameras are starting to be used a lot more in the live production space.
So that's interesting. This is something which is, I think, for the Canon line is unique to this one, right?
Yeah, so very, very powerful live features and little known as well. If you've been around our stand, or for those of your viewers that know about our VR products, so the dual fisheye lenses, is auto compatible with this.
Ah, really? You're talking just about the full frame version, not the APS-C version, which is only R7.
Of course, yeah. So it would be the full frame to go with the full camera, but essentially it's a triple threat: cinema, live, and virtual.
Actually, if we were talking about that other lens, is there a reason why it's only specific to the R7, or I know
that one? If you happen to know, I believe it's just developed along with the sensor. So
okay.
Whether it has with future products or things, whether there's compatibility there, that's for us to wait.
That's have to be seen. Yeah. Okay, so let's move over to the C80. So Jack, we are with the C80 now. What can you tell us about it?
So C80 launched just before the show, so an IBC launch, if you will. Shares a lot of features with its bigger sibling, the C400. Where the difference really lies is the C400 is a larger camera, but it's built to be rigged up, rigged down, a lot more customizable, removable LCD, things like that. Cross-sharing the same features again, it's the same 6K BSI sensor. It's got the triple base ISO, and it has that, as I mentioned earlier, the triple threat features of cinema, live, and virtual. Where we're seeing the differences, again, this is much more compact. This is much more for the freelancer, the single operator, a kind of more run and gun style camera. Leave a lens on it, out of the bag, it's ready to shoot. But again, the image having the same sensors and processors, they're perfect cameras to watch.
A and B camera or something like that.
Yeah, as well.
So in terms of this camera versus the C70, which I understand will continue to live on your line alongside this. So what can you tell us in terms of like the different positions of both cameras on the market?
Certainly. So in terms of end users and who's going to be using them, it will be very similar people. But again, this has that slightly more live virtual aspect. So that's where it can complement into those sections nicely as well. And then of course the differences are Super 35mm DGO sensor versus low light versus the 6K BSI full frame, and the addition of the 12 GI as well. So it depends really in what position the person is working in and how those individual features will benefit the customer, which is why we've kept them running concurrently with each other.
So Jack, we have here the R1, and over there, we'll show it in a B-roll, we have the R5 Mark II. So tell us a little bit about them. They were released a little bit before IBC, so
indeed.
The announcement was really recently, but still, what can you tell us about the R1 and R5 too?
So R1 and R5 is just cementing our commitment to the hybrid market. As we say, cameras that can shoot photos and stills aren't a new thing in the industry. What is more recent is the rise for highly skilled, multi-skilled hybrid creation.
Shooting,
so
yeah.
People can do photo and video equally well. So R1 being the new flagship in the line with the 24 megapixel sensor, 6K raw internal video. And with the R5 too, that's obviously got that powerful 8K full frame sensor you saw in the R5 Mark I, with powerful video capabilities and still imagery as well. So the hybrid market is going crazy right now. It's a bit of a buzzword in the industry. So these are the two new powerful products that really show we're caring about and being thoughtful about what we're offering people within this space.
So you have a relatively new lens on your hand. What is this?
So this is the RF 35mm F1.4, sorry. So benefit of this lens is this is showing, as we're talking about hybrid with the cameras, this is hybrid with the lenses. This goes alongside the 24-105 f2.8 that we launched earlier in the year, part of the Z series. Both has features beneficial for photographers and videographers or people doing both. So you can clip this onto your camera. You can adjust the iris as you would as a photographer using your thumb, whatever setting you decide to use. But as a videographer where you might want more manual control over the iris, you can set that to be operated manually as well, those that prefer it. So it's a perfect two-in-one lens, video and photo, benefiting both people.
Okay, thank you very much, Jack.
Pleasure as always, thank you.
For all of you, don't forget to subscribe to LensVid. Check out more videos from IBC on lensvid.com. See you in the next video.